Karishma, we've been trying to get this chat together for months, but I guess one of the reasons we haven't is you've been so busy having so much success and growing your business. So great to catch up and have a chat now anyway. And, obviously thanks for grabbing a few minutes in your busy day to do so. How long have you been in the
Thank you.
program now? It was like, what?
It's been, close to a little bit short of a year, I think, maybe 10 months, I would say.
And I remember our first conversation and you were just sort of trying to, get this idea in your head out into the world and launch your business, Soulful Hikes. And wow, how you have done that. So what's changed in the last year for you?
I think the biggest change was obviously coming across you. So I think that almost seemed very destined to me because I think sometimes I never thought of getting in like a business coach so early on in my business. So when you came up with the idea, it just made me kind of think, like what you said, you don't want to reinvent the wheel and everything that you've gone through, all your experiences. It did make a lot of sense. And I think another plus point was you were actually exactly in the same industry, and the people that you have in your course are all in the travel and tour industry. So for me, that's been like the biggest highlight, that we are all talking the same language, all on the same wavelength. Because sometimes you might get a business coach, but everybody is in different industries and different kind of businesses. So that's been a great plus for me. And also the networking has been really handy. I've been networking with a few people in our group, and everybody's been so helpful in terms of skill sharing, and they've kind of given me a lot of different contacts and how to go about things. And of course, getting onto your weekly calls, it just kind of opens my mind, looking at a really more broader picture. And it makes you kind of think outside of the box a lot and kind of widens your horizon. So I would probably say if I had not come across you, I might have just kind of, maybe just started off with social media and taken the steps, but maybe gone like step by step, not necessarily tried like a lot of different channels and a lot of different avenues, but having that exposure, the way you talk about the OTAs and then the operators and the corporate market. So it might have kind of, now it's made like a roadmap for me. So I know what I need to do, but I just need to get myself to do it. So I've been following a lot of this stuff, and it's great to have the tours now booking out. Like I have about 15 people coming in for every tour. So it's been more consistent over the last few months.
Amazing. So that was actually one thing I wanted to ask you, most importantly about results. Like, where are you at today? You launched your business 12 months ago. What have you actually been able to achieve? Where is it at? What sort of bookings and sales you're doing? What sort of channels are you selling through? How is the business actually performing? What results have you got?
So I think it's been good in that sense, because I do getting like booked out in terms of the tours. Like I try to keep it at a good number of 15 so people can mingle with each other. So pretty much all the tours, we do have that number. And then I'm also doing all the recurring ones with the weekly. So we're just starting off with those as well. But the review that we've got has been pretty good. Even when I reach out to any of the OTAs, like I end up getting a lot of positive feedback that, your experiences are very unique, something very different. So it's been very reassuring that if I can get here in 1 year, I can definitely get somewhere totally different in 2 and 3 years. So I'm kind of keeping that goal in place and just working towards it. Plus, you've been an amazing support in the sense that, you're not hard to reach through. Like if I need to quickly ask her a question, I can just quickly message you or leave your voice note. So I think having that quick access has also made it, much easier, because in a business, of course, you do feel sometimes isolated. You're doing things on your own, but working with you and the team, you at least kind of feel you're working together. So kind of that kind of really helped a lot emotionally, mentally, to kind of get past a lot of blocks.
And tell me if this is accurate or not, but where you would be today, I guess your initial idea and concept was just to run weekly scheduled hikes, hiking experiences for people within the local Sydney market, but not really sure how you were going to reach them, but knowing that you were just going to be running one sort of type of experience through one channel. But as it stands today, correct me if I'm wrong, you're obviously running some really successful events and some really creative, thoughtful, hiking based events, but you've also started tackling the corporate market and growing sales through the corporate market. Agents, you've started to develop your business through a network of agents. You're now dipping your toes in the water with online travel agents and growing your business through that
Yeah.
channel. So really you've started to embrace the concept of growing a really, well, like a fast growing, but resilient, robust business that's doing sales through a whole bunch of different channels. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, definitely. So that's really kind of to compartmentalize and go across different channels. So that way you kind of keep working on all the different channels and you see the growth much faster. So definitely it's kind of cut off a few years, which, you know, if I would have perhaps not kind of worked with you, I may have taken like 3 or 4 years to get there, but to get somewhere in 1 year, that's obviously been very, very rewarding to get there much faster.
I'd like to, I mean, that's really interesting. And that's the way I would see it. Where you are today, you've probably fast tracked your evolution by years. You know, it's hard to quantify, but let's call it 2, 3 or 4 years, which of course is a exhausting, often dejecting, time consuming, a very expensive process to get to where you are today over, you know, a much longer period of time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. And maybe I didn't have that realistic picture because I've always worked in the corporate market. So I didn't really come prepared that this really does take long and you need to be really patient. So working this way, like definitely at least it's fast tracked the progress. So which makes it much easier than if I was to do it the other way around.
Yeah, awesome.
So,
well, look, thanks so much. I know you're busy. You got to get back to your kids, and I'm really excited to see where you're going to be in another 6 months from now.
Great, thank you so much, and totally grateful to crossing paths with you. So
yeah, likewise.
Can't be thankful enough.
Likewise, very valuable member of the community as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Josh.
Okay, bye bye.
Well, bye.